if something happens to the property, or if something happens in that property, say for instance, the tenant is in the property and they don't want to leave that property, you are liable to tell them that, you need to pay me my money right now, right? Now, if you have a management company, you know that that work is pushed upon them. All you are just waiting for is your monthly income. Now, we like to say that if you are actually going to be self-managing, you're getting another job. So the question is that, are you really that free that if something happens to the property, you're able to come through, get a team that will actually fix that property, or get a team that will actually fix whatever the problem is and then move out? If you can still do that, then that's cool. You can run through with it. However, if you can't do that, then I'd rather say that get a management company to manage all of your properties. In that way, you know that you're able to distance yourself from that particular property. Now, won't you tell us why you got the Blazer, man?
And I wanted to rightfully address the elder generation. That's why I got the Blazer. You know, it's really sad.
It's negotiating Lobola here. Lobola.
You know, it's really sad when the parents or the uncles or the elder generation is pressurizing the youth to buy properties. Maybe let's just say that you've got a mchana who was gelezing engineering, or you've got a mchana who was studying law, and now they got that, and then they're asking you for advice that what must I do, and then you like buy a property. You can never go wrong when you buy a property. Because now if you are listening attentively to what we've been saying from the onset, it's clear that there's a back office. So it's sad how the elder generation pushes the youth to buy specific properties or even to buy land. I've seen this. This has even happened in my family, and it's sad how they'll push you to buy land and then they'll tell you that, you know what, we are just going to build 40 units there. Just buy land and then take a loan, only for you to really understand the final outcomes of what type of investment did you put yourself in. I'll go for the land one because that's a very popular one, Lebu. Is that we've sat down with a client. He was forced into buying land, and then now he's like, gents, I bought land and now this is the plan. And then now when we looked at it, we're like, did you consider all of the expenses before buying the land? Did you consider how long it will take you to even finish the project of such sort? Did you consider the total investment that you put in? Now you find out that the poor person was like, he was pressurized, he bought the land, only now he's understanding in the middle of the project that it will take him an extra 200k to finish that project. You know, it's really sad. It touches, hence I'm saying that property investing is not fun and games. It's not about let's become millionaires. There's a lot of stories of people out there that were pushed in a corner whereby you're successful and we're going to show people that you're a success. Now the poor person bought the land, they were halfway through the project. Now they're only realizing that they still need an additional 200k. So what I'm saying is that there's a back office when it comes to property investing. Property investing is not just going to the bank saying that I've liked this property and I've always wanted it. Every time I was going up and down, I saw my tenant living in there. It's not that. It is, I've got my pen, I've got my calculator. What price am I buying it? What's my total expenses? What's my cash flow? And how will I grow from it? Because now let's even look at the practicality of letting go of a deal like that. If I bought an apartment, I was forced to buying this apartment. Let's say I bought it at 1 million, and now I want to sell it at 1 million. I'm saying it's fine. We need to consider that when I was buying it, I paid for transfer costs. I paid my bond. Let's not even look at opportunity costs. So when I'm saying opportunity costs, I'm saying other investments that would have passed by. So ultimately what we're then saying is that it's very expensive when it comes to property investing. This is where our content comes from. It's the expensive mistakes that we've made. Hence, there's so many videos out there that we've posted, more than 200 on YouTube. Our YouTube channel is at Nongwal because of the painful experiences that we made. So now I don't want another person to make them. Hence, when you come to our workshops, it's not about motivation. It's about what's happening. I come through with my lawyer. I say, tell them the worst case that you've dealt with when it came to us as parents giving our child a property as an inheritance. There was a situation whereby the child got the property as an inheritance. They grew up, they fell in love, married in community of property. I as the parent don't like that person. they split, then the person got a cut. So we really need to speak about that back office. And yeah.
Sure. Now, there's something also that I want
Can
to
I take
speak
it off?
about.
Okay, it's hot.
No, you don't. You can't. You can't. Now that you have it on, then set presence. You've set presence. Now, there's something that I also wanted to touch on, right? That's really painful. Is that as a property investor, you get paid last.
Yeah.
That's tough. As a property investor, you are creating work for everybody.
I will say.
And you are the one that is carrying the risk, and you are going to get paid last. So now what do I mean by this? Say for instance right now, let's look at everybody that plays a role in property investing, right? So you have, when you purchase your property, you have your transfer attorney, and then you have your bond registration attorney. That comes out from your pocket. You need to pay that, right? Then you have your bank that you need to pay, right? After the bank, if you're going to be fixing the property, you have your contractor that's going to be fixing that property. They're going to be paid from you, right? Then when you sell off the property, you need to pay the estate agent, and you need to pay the attorney, the bond cancellation attorney. You need to pay back the bank, or rather, let's not double count. You need to pay the bank rather in bank cancellation, right?
Yeah.
Now you have 7 people that you need to pay, right? Now, when do you get paid? Once somebody purchases that property, and then the guarantees are actually given to the bank, that's when, once everybody else that's left is paid, then you are going to be getting the money back. Now, here's where the problem becomes. We are saying that we are creating work for everybody else. However, we are putting ourselves into a risk. Now, this is where the problem becomes, or where I get really touched, right? Now, we have somebody that Neo was speaking about right now, an engineer that just bought a property. They were forced by their parents to buy that particular property. They bought that property. It's in their name. They pay everybody, and once it's time to sell the property, they see that they can't actually make a profit. They're going to be running into a loss. Now, what does this mean? It means that they won't be getting, if they had invested 100,000 into this property, they won't get that 100,000 if their shortfall got to 100,000. Or sometimes they might get 50,000 back. Now, what does this mean? It means that you made a loss. Now, someone would say that, yes, I got profit of 50,000. You didn't get profit of 50,000. You need to understand, if I'm going to be investing, all the monies that I'm taking out from my pocket needs to be paid back to me as the investor. So take it as that this money right now that I have, if I'm going to be investing 100,000, this money is money that I'm borrowing from myself to the company. Now, this means that once I resell that property, I need to get my 100,000 back, and then that's what I'm going to say that, okay, this is what I'm going to be getting paid.
Yeah.
Now,
So in conclusion, man, we need to push that. We need to move away from the titles.
Yeah.
I need to move away from a title of what will people think if I've got 4 apartments, and I must rather focus on the return on investment, because let's be honest, at the end of the month, what hits is that bank notification of money going out. So if I'm running at a loss and I'm holding on to these properties that are giving me a negative, I really need to question my strategy. So I'd say that for every investor out there, put title aside that you're rushing to close 8 deals before December,
you're a property owner.
Or I want to make my wife happy. Trust me, the type of properties that I buy, my mother wouldn't even walk into it when we're going to view it. She wouldn't. That's how I even know that is the right property. You see, if my mother would be like, yo, what a beautiful house, I know that I bought the wrong property. But that is my strategy, because we are buying distressed properties. We fix them and then we sell them. By the way, if anybody is an agent, or if anybody knows of a distressed property, trust me, it can be anywhere in Gauteng. We're willing to travel. If you know someone who's selling that property, man, we'll sign the offer to purchase tomorrow.